right, welcome in everyone. Hope you're doing all right. Meteorologist Shane Smith here with you on the 5th of July. Yes, the 5th of July. I know the title on YouTube's wrong. It had some error with my streaming software. I'll get that lined out a little bit later. But we're taking a look at the week ahead in Kentucky weather, so thanks for joining us. If you want to know about what's going on, this is the place to find it out. And I'm going to ask you to share out that stream, let folks know what we're looking at. And the name of the game over the next couple of days, going to be rain and some cooler temperatures across Kentucky. We've got a nice little break in the weather heading our way. So let us know tonight where you're joining from, what you would like to know about the weather over the next couple of days. Austin Kendrick already joining us on YouTube asking, do you think it'll rain and storm in Pikeville from Monday and Tuesday? Well, pretty decent shot, Austin. About a 40-50% chance for Pikeville the next 2 days. So just be looking out for that. We'll take a look at the future radar in just a few minutes. You can also see right above me, I've got the scrolling 7-day forecast for various cities across Kentucky. So be keeping an eye out for your town. We've got that scrolling there for you. Tina Lamb joining us tonight on Facebook from Bell County. Tina, thanks for checking in. So overall, the pattern looking a little bit cooler, a little bit wetter, and a little more active. You can see we've got decent rain chances most of the week ahead, and we will be seeing a fair bit of off and on showers. In fact, a good chunk of eastern Kentucky under the excessive rain outlook for tomorrow, a marginal risk. That's a 5% chance of flash flooding tomorrow. So there is the potential of a few of those storms really putting down some heavier rain tomorrow in eastern Kentucky. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Right now, just a few spotty showers lingering across Kentucky. One of the bigger ones over into Letcher County, right into the Letcher-Knott Perry border, right around Hotspot and Blackie. There's a moderate cell, a little bit of lightning there. Temperatures currently into the upper 70s over in that end of the state. Another decent little cell over near Columbia, down towards Edmonton. That one is dying out. We do continue to have a flash flood warning up until 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central Time. That's for Hopkins County, Christian County, Muhlenberg County, and Todd County. Doppler radar indicated about 1 to 2 inches of rain already falling there, and most of the additional rain has fallen at this point, although we are keeping an eye off to the west. Paducah, if anybody out there is joining us tonight, be on the lookout. You may have a decent little thunderstorm heading your way here in about the next 20 or 30 minutes or so. That one could be a little bit on the stronger side. Not severe, but a few rumbles of thunder and some heavy rain likely heading your way. Also up in northern Kentucky, up near Shelbyville and Louisville, we got a few isolated storms. One practically on top of Simpsonsville, another up near Baghdad, and one south of Bethlehem, right on top of Oldham. So few heavy rain producers out there, not much in the way of lightning with those, and the overall lightning count across the state, not that heavy. We're talking generally less than about 400 strikes within the last half hour. Austin, we will take a look at the future radar in just a moment to show you when that rain could be heading your way. So once again, if you're just joining us, meteorologist Shane Smith here. It's 10 o'clock. We're taking a look at the week ahead in Kentucky weather. No ongoing severe weather across Kentucky, but I thought this would be fun just to take a little time, answer your weather questions for the week ahead, and map out what to expect. So let's move now to the 5-day rainfall outlook, and you can see most of the state projected to pick up anywhere from a ½ inch to 1.5 inches over the next 5 days. That's from our friends over at the Weather Prediction Center. That's the hydrometeorological part of the National Weather Service. They take care of rainfall forecasting on a large scale, and they're calling for a good widespread inch to inch and a half. And obviously, some isolated spots may pick up a little bit more than that inside of isolated thunderstorms. And there's that excessive rainfall outlook. So obviously, not everyone going to see the potential of flash flooding tomorrow in Kentucky, but the Lake Cumberland region, Cumberland Valley, up around Moorhead, Berea, over towards Jackson, Hazard, Beattyville, Boonville, Harlan, Whitesburg, Pikeville, Prestonsburg, Paintsville, Moorhead, Frenchburg, Stanton, Campton, West Liberty, Grayson, Ashland, Louisa, Inez. Y'all have the potential for some of those storms tomorrow, maybe producing some isolated flash flooding. I'm not expecting anything major or widespread, but at least a few of those showers are possible. Hey, Rhoda, thanks for joining us this evening. Let me know where you all are joining us from. See, we've got a little over 20 people watching right now, so appreciate everybody hitting that like and share button. Definitely helps out a whole lot. Let's go now to the future radar, because we did have a few folks asking about what to expect over the next couple of days. So we're going to start it off with the short term, and I'm going to switch this to the latest data. A little producing on the fly there. There we go. So here's the latest run of the HRRR. This is starting us off at 11 o'clock tonight. We'll zoom that view in on Kentucky a little closer so you can maybe see your town just a little bit better. And you'll notice just a few isolated storms through the overnight. Thanks for joining us from Corbin, Angie, Floyd County for Brenda, Lexington from Rhoda. Appreciate you guys popping on and joining us. So tomorrow morning, most of us waking up, heading to work, 6, 7 a.m., we're going to be talking upper 60s, low 70s. Still going to be humid, but not as humid across Kentucky tomorrow. Those dew points have dropped a little bit. So it's still going to be muggy, but maybe not quite as muggy as it was the last several days. By the afternoon, watch for a few spotty renegade storms to go up. Now, I'm not expecting a ton of these tomorrow, but just keep your eye out, especially closer into eastern Kentucky and along the Ohio River. That's where I think some of the best chances are going to be tomorrow, as we do have a little bit of a disturbance passing by off to the northeast. And I think that's where the greatest concentrations of that storms will be, closer to that area of low pressure as it spins off and heads towards the east coast. Behind it, we see more storms develop through the evening. Those should start dying down around 11 o'clock to midnight tomorrow. Most of these are going to be driven by the heating of the day. So once we lose that heating of the day, they should begin to die on down. They're not going to have like a major front driving them, keeping them going. Tuesday morning, we're likely going to wake up into the mid-70s, low to mid-70s for most of the state. A few of the valleys may go upper 60s. Highs into the mid-80s. So once again, not as hot as it has been the last several days. That's going to be the big story for Monday and Tuesday this week, is we're dialing that heat back. We don't have those heat advisories, those extreme heat warnings like we did for a good chunk of last week. But we will be seeing an increase in the coverage of showers and thunderstorms. And by the time we get through Tuesday, let me switch that real quick because that's still on the old data. We're talking generally less than a half inch for most spots, although some isolated spots may pick up an inch or so. So that's not a ton of rain in the short term, but it may be enough to help with some of the drought conditions. We can pop that on there real quick. Take a look at that. And you can see we still are running a little bit of a small drought. Let me turn that layer off real quick. We're still running a small drought in southern Kentucky. A couple pockets of severe to moderate drought, especially in the Cumberland Valley, down around Franklin, Tennessee, back over towards Hazard. So a little bit more rain, especially in the southern end of the state, would not be a bad thing. We have busted the drought down from where it was, but we're not going to complain about a little bit of additional rainfall to help deal with that. Then we go kind of into the longer term look at the forecast using the European forecast model. We'll take a look into the future. Going into Wednesday morning, humidity likely going to creep up just a little bit on Wednesday. We're probably back to the upper 60s and low 70s for lows. Highs into the mid 80s once again. Decent shot of rain. We're going to call it about a 40-50% chance for most of the state on Wednesday, if the European model is correct. Thursday morning, we're back into the low 70s for lows, highs in the mid to upper 60s. Rain coverage becomes a little bit more widespread in the afternoon. And then Friday, I think, is going to be the best chance of rain overall for the state. We're going to get a bit of a frontal system diving in from the northwest. You can see that kind of as we zoom the picture out. And as that front drops to the south, we'll see those rain chances for Friday and Saturday look a bit on the heavier side. And by the time we get to Saturday afternoon, the European model is right. We're talking a widespread 1 to 2 inches of rain for Kentucky. Austin, I don't think it'll be too bad, buddy. 1 or 2 of those storms tomorrow may get a little ramped up, but I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. Don't think it'll be too severe. Just kind of your typical summertime thunderstorms. A lot of heavy rain, a bit of gusty wind, some lightning. Nothing too intense. Kind of zoom out and look at the big picture, and this is honestly the calmest the map has looked in a while. We've got a little bit of severe weather tonight ongoing across central Texas. Got this front stalled out over the Ohio Valley. That's going to be our triggering mechanism for a lot of the rain this week. Yeah, I know Madison County does not need much rain. Y'all are still recovering from that flooding just a few days back. We're actually drinking Cherry Coke Zero tonight, Austin. Toning down the caffeine just a little bit. And once again, right now, the only active flood warning we have is back over in Todd, Christian, and Muhlenberg counties. And Hopkins County. That goes until 11:30 Central Time, 12:30 Eastern Time. Although the good news is the rain is wrapping up there. So overall, the trend in the forecast data looking cooler, but a little bit more wet. And we can go ahead and take a look at that extended range forecast right here. So you can see a little bit cooler than the last several days where we were running 90s and feels likes into the hundreds. Going to be mid to upper 80s, feels like low 90s. And then you'll see that daily shot of rain. 50-60% tomorrow and Tuesday, kind of 40% Wednesday, Thursday, 80 and 70% Friday, Saturday. Some lingering showers Sunday morning before that front clears. So, do y'all have any questions or anything you all want to talk about? Troy says, radar shows Knox County going to get a good pop-up storm. Well, we can take a look at that future radar, see if any of the data is rolling with that. Actually, let me switch over to that one, and we will... Give me just a second, folks. Got to do a little weather producing on the fly. So this is the HRRR model. We can zoom in over towards Knox County. HRRR is saying no dice on that. We can take a look at some of the other model data, though. That's one of the really nice things about the system I'm using. We'll go to the new version of the rapid refresh. It's trying to pop a little something. I don't really think that particular model initialized very well, though. Like, it's not matching up well at all with what the radar is actually doing. So here's a little weather lesson for y'all. So here is that new version of the rapid refresh, what it says the radar should look like right now. And there's what the actual radar looks like. So there is some pretty big differences. It's trying to pop storms down around London and Manchester, but when we look at the actual radar from right now, there's no storms to be had. So this is why you got to pick your model carefully and pick which data you look at carefully. There is a ton of models out there. I mean, you all, let me pop this back so you can see my screen right now. These are just all the different short-term models. Here's an old one that's getting ready to go out of fashion, the NAM model. See, this is what it shows the radar should look like right now. And it is way off. That's part of why that model is actually getting ready to be retired. Even though I have used that model professionally almost 20 years now. I'm in my 18th year of being a professional meteorologist. That makes me feel old. My career is old enough to vote. Yeah, see, there's the rapid refresh A run. It's a parallel run. It's way overdoing stuff from that run. So that's a big part of being a meteorologist, is knowing what models to use in different situations, verifying the data, one thing you have to remember, I once heard James Spann say, models are guidance, not gospel. Meaning they are not always 100% correct. You got to know when to use which model at what time. You got to check the models, make sure they initialized correctly. And by initialize, we mean they take in the current atmospheric conditions and ingest them in and use them correctly. So that's a big part of it. And that's honestly why a lot of apps are questionable, because they'll just take raw model data without any kind of human input, without any kind of guidance or filtering, and just spit it out there. That's why your Apple weather app or your local TV station weather app will change so often, is because as soon as new data comes in from whatever model it's rolling in off of, it'll change. Well, if that's good data, good. If it's not good data, that's why us meteorologists get the bad rap. Austin, I'll probably have a short update for tomorrow. And let me know what you guys would like to see. Saw Troy mention Jim and Chris, two dudes I respect a ton. I've learned a lot from, and both of them would tell you not to trust the models blindly. But let me know how I can serve you guys. What y'all would like to see? Do y'all want this kind of week format to happen, maybe weekly, where we get together, talk about the weather? That may be something we do. You guys know I post a lot of shorts on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So I'd love to know what you guys would like to see. And one of the things one of the big things I'm looking at doing as we go later into the year is getting a weather Discord for Kentucky going. So I think that'd be pretty cool, in a spot where we can share weather information. James Beatty asking, is it going to be a rainy week? Yeah, James, overall, I don't think it's going to be a washout, but keep that umbrella handy. We're going to see off and on rain chances for a good chunk of the week. Let me swap this over. The European model between now and Saturday afternoon showing most of the state picking up on 1 to 2 inches, a little bit more in southern Kentucky. You can see like there at Murray showing 3 inches of rain. And those overall daily rain chances, %50 tomorrow, 60% Tuesday, 40% Wednesday, Thursday, 80% Friday, 70% Saturday. Yeah, so that's one of the things we're going to be looking to do in Troy, is maybe setting up a Kentucky weather Discord. I think that'd be pretty cool. Any other thoughts or ideas? As I mentioned during my stream last night, I had some people ask about memberships. Looking at probably rolling those out sometime either in August or September. I'm still trying to figure out what I could provide to you guys to make that valuable. If y'all have ideas for that, be sure to message me on my Meteorologist Shane Smith Facebook page. I would love some ideas for if we do YouTube memberships, what I could provide to you guys to be of value to y'all. Would love to get a Kentucky Weather Cam network up and going. I think that's going to be a big push I'm going to try to do over the next year. It's a little hard to chase in Kentucky, a little dangerous if we're being blunt. So I would love to get a pretty good camera network built up to where we can keep an eye on things, have live video to show as the weather is breaking. All right. Well, we've been going at this just about 30 minutes, so we will probably go ahead and start wrapping this up. So before we go, any final questions about the forecast across Kentucky for the next several days? What would y'all, or what questions do y'all have? Oops, I'm going to have to fix that one. If y'all didn't join us last night, I just got back from a Pigeon Forge trip yesterday. Took my laptop with me, and all my settings got messed up. But it's all good. We'll fix it as we come. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll have updates tomorrow. If the weather starts getting a little too out of hand, I'll jump on live if need be. Otherwise, expect a short update tomorrow evening. So until then,